Hi everyone, welcome to the 10th episode of the You'll Now Walk Alone show with me, Prasad. So together with me today is the usual legendary pundit, Mr. Kalai, and as well as the classic Mr. Param. Hi.
Hi,
Hi, Param. Hi, Prasad.
Hi,
How are you guys
Kalai.
doing?
Yeah, all good, all
Hello,
good.
Prasad.
All good in Malaysia. How's things in Bahrain?
Bahrain is good. Good that Liverpool has won since I've been here. So this is a good news for all Liverpool fans.
Yeah, I think it's a
Hopefully we keep going.
All right.
I'll stay here until the season finishes.
Thanks. All right, okay, let's go to the first topic. Obviously, we're going to speak about the Sheffield United game the other day. All right, so as usual, we're just going to go for the match stats. Again, as the usual thing, that what we always do for the other games, our stats looks very good. And again, we got a very crucial win against a very tough, even though they are in the last 20th in the table, but again, they are very tough opponent. So your thoughts on the game, gentlemen?
Okay, I think we had a good game. Good game in the sense that we came back after two-game home game defeats. So it was a good win for us. And I think all the players played well. And they went to form. They had all the possessions. And we were good enough to score the 2 goals. And we were also lucky that we did not let go any goals. Right? Then we had our Ozan Kebab and our Nat Phillips who's back in the game as well. So I think the whole team was good. I think Curtis Jones was just on form on that particular day as well, and he should keep starting matches. Curtis Jones should always start matches. This is a good win, good 3 points for us. And there was scary moments when we had our Adrian helping us out there again. Every time we have a problem with Alisson and all our goalkeepers, for some reason, even though Adrian is number 3 in our goalkeepers list, he comes and does wonders for us as well. So thank you, Adrian. All right. And good for the team that we got the 3 points. All right.
Yeah, Mr. Param, your thoughts on the game. And we have a new combination, the 18th combination in the centre back, which is Ozan Kabak and Nat Phillips. So your thoughts on this combination, Mr. Param?
Yeah, the game Liverpool played was fantastic game, and looking at the stats, well, any team with that stat they should win. There's no draw. There's no, they should win the game, and and forward should have scored another 3 or 4 more goals, and the formation of 4-3-3, as I said in my previous podcast, 4-3-3, it really works, with Alex and the other left winger, at the back, and they can support the forward, now and then. With the formation, I think really with Nat Phillips and Kabak, they played very well. The forward, the defenders, and they should play more like this. I think against Chelsea, they shouldn't keep it keep silent, or play low.
But I think
high defense.
So speaking about Curtis Jones, Mr. Kalai was telling
one
earlier.
comment I'm trying to make is if you see Nat Phillips, the moment somebody takes over, pushes the ball and runs, you know that he's slow. Did you realize this in the other game?
Yep.
When he was running after another player and he was slow, you can see.
Yep.
Then I wondered if Klopp was doing the right thing of not putting him in, especially with the fast forwards from the opponent teams. That's why he was not playing him at all before. Remember, I was complaining that why he wasn't playing.
Yep.
That game actually exposed Nat Phillips. But I feel that the moment they put Nat Phillips inside, the headers all he covers. The moment somebody attacks him, there should be another player, defense of us, who's supposed to cover Nat Phillips. I think he's slow on the run at the back. The moment people run with him, I think he's already slow. The moment they turn to him,
Yep.
The moment Nat Phillips turns back towards his own goal, he becomes slow. That he has got to take care of it.
So Curtis Jones,
Curtis Jones.
people are asking, Mr. Param, you were speaking on the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Curtis Jones, all the fans are speaking about, he's also a Scouse, kind of like Trent Alexander-Arnold, Steven Gerrard, and so on. So people are speaking that he's going to be the next Steven Gerrard. Is it too early that we're going to say this, or do we need to give them time, or is already?
Yeah,
Is it there already?
is there? No, it's too early for him. It's too early. It's too early to put him in in a front row. He still
Gerrard's
need to
legs,
learn.
Still needs.
Still he gotta learn. I mean, see, Alex, he learned. I know he learned. I mean, along the way, then he catch up them. He's the first level. So same thing goes to Jones. You need to learn a lot of things. It's not just taking ball and pass. It's not that. You need to, need to have speed. Need to think where to pass. Like Alex is now fantastic. The way he passes, he crosses the ball.
Yep.
Very fantastic.
I mean, finally, I believe they're coming back to form, but champions, they always, continue the momentum. Week in, week out, they,
Cross fingers.
yeah.
Cross fingers.
All right, so great win. But again, we have another game. So before we go to the Chelsea game and Anfield, a territory that we are afraid to go at the moment, playing at Anfield. But again, before that, I've got a very exciting news. I'm very excited for this. The last time I got excited was when I heard Fernando Torres is coming to Liverpool. So after that, after several years, I'm excited about this one. Okay, let me just show you the news. It's Mbappe, all right, again linked to Liverpool, all right, and there was a report that the PSG star prefers to move to Liverpool, all right. This might be an indication someone at the front three now, the current front three might go out instead to replace to be a replacement. I mean, for Mbappe. So your thought on signing him? And where should he play for Liverpool?
For now, I think I think for now,
Mbappe
he
is
should,
definitely an asset to any team in the world.
Yeah, Mr. Kalai, over to you. Yep.
Param, you want to go?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead, Kalai. Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, I'm telling you, he's an asset to any team. He destroyed, basically single-handedly, he destroyed Barcelona.
Yep.
The other day.
Yep.
Single-handedly. I saw the match. And he single-handedly, I think he's a big asset to Liverpool. I think most probably he might come in for Firmino. Hopefully, because we have two guys who are also very speedy. We have Mane on one side, we have got Salah on the other side, both good finishers. All right, we need one guy in the center who can move around as well with these guys, and he plays a style where he will suit Liverpool top notch. He will just suit in because the way he plays, the one-touch football and these kind of things. He's not a guy who passes far, this, that, slow touch passes, give it to him, get the things done. He's one man. I think he's an asset to Liverpool, definitely. I just hope he comes out.
Your thoughts?
I just hope he comes out.
Your thoughts on it, Mr. Param?
Yeah, I'm wondering he would come in January, at least he can solve all the problems. But anyway, so depends on the management when, but he confirmed is coming in, right?
That's rumors, but there's no concrete.
But if he comes in, so I think Liverpool should rest Firmino or Salah, either one,
Yep.
Rest him, then see how they can. The Mane and with Mbappe and Mane with left and right, I think they play very good combination, And Firmino and Jota, when we have
we also
Mane,
got Jota. Don't forget that we also got Jota. So one person has got to go.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I feel
already
that
we have to go. Firmino has got to go.
Yep. For me, I feel that we're gonna have Mbappe, but that might just indicate that Mo Salah is gonna go the other way, out of Liverpool. I'm not really sure. I'm just guessing. But again, Mo Salah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm just guessing that if Mbappe is gonna come in, like what Mr. Param said, it's gonna be a good combination with Mane. But I
hope all these guys stay for another season, lah. Mbappe in the team. At least for one season, just to keep them there and let them go the next season,
Yeah. And
see how they play.
I just think Harry Kane I know there was a link as well. I'm not really sure how true is the rumors, but there was another link that Harry Kane might even come to Liverpool. So Harry Kane, Mbappe, and Mane, it's like it's a dream come true for every Liverpool fan, you know. So
Not,
that
I'll just buy one. I'll just have Mbappe in the team, and that's it.
all right,
Harry
okay.
Kane's a good player. I have no doubt about it. I've seen him personally, so
Oh, all right, that's good. All right, let's move on to the next game. A very big game against Chelsea at Anfield. You know, like what I've said in the previous 2 episodes, you know, playing in Anfield is really it's pretty scary for every Liverpool fan now. We have lost the last 4 games in Anfield. That's equaling the worst ever home record that we had since the establishment of the club. And Liverpool, like for your information, they have never lost 5 games in a row in Anfield. So if they're going to do this is going to be another record, but towards the wrong side of it. All right. So before we go to the Liverpool-Chelsea game, all right, let me just read through the match preview. All right. Liverpool have won each of their last 4 Premier League meetings with Chelsea, netting 11 goals and conceding 4. The only team to win 5 in a row against the Blues in all competition was Blackburn. Chelsea have lost their 2 away games against Liverpool, last losing more consecutive at Anfield between September 1992 to 97. All of the 15 fixtures between the 6-year present Premier League side, only Everton versus Man United, have seen fewer goalless draw than Chelsea-Liverpool. Chelsea have won just 10% of their 10 Premier League game against Liverpool, taking place between Monday to Friday. Okay, the game is tomorrow, which is on a Friday in Malaysia, and Thursday in the UK. All right, so Liverpool have lost each of their last 4 Premier League home games, as many as they have had in their last 100 at Anfield under Jurgen Klopp. The Reds have never lost 5 consecutive home games in their history. That is what I've said earlier, either in the league or in all competition. So it's going to be a big pressure. You know, it's going to be a pressure for Jurgen Klopp and the team, with a very informed Chelsea team. So your thoughts and prediction in this game, gentlemen?
this game is going to be the game where Liverpool has no choice but to win the game. Just to get out of the losing streak at Anfield. All right, they have to get out of this. They have to. It's not even a draw going to satisfy anybody.
Yep.
Or satisfy the team itself. Forget about the points now. Win against Chelsea is going to be a big boost for the whole team. Right, big boost. But Thomas Tuchel, the new manager, was coming to take over Frank Lampard's place, has made a difference. He's a fantastic manager. He knows what he's doing. He will look at Klopp's game, because the moment Klopp left Dortmund, he's the one who took over Dortmund.
Yep.
You know, and they went. The PSG went to the finals last year for the Champions League because of Tuchel as well. So he's got a team which can beat any team in the world on his day. Okay, that doesn't mean that they can't be beaten. Okay? Today's match is going to be a 50-50 match. There is no home ground advantage for us because it has been a disadvantage for us so far. So let's change that disadvantage to advantage today. Guys got to perform. Our players are back. Jota is back. Fabinho is back.
Keita is also back.
Keita is back. So I still hope they will keep the 2 players. That is, what do you call that? Nat Phillips and Ozan Kabak at the defense. And Fabinho to just help out a bit at the back. Keep Keita playing all around. Let him move around everywhere. Okay, and just keep going. All right, and let's our forward do the work. But the forwards cannot miss goals, cannot miss the chances. Every single chance miss is going to be a disaster for us.
Yep.
We have to be very careful. I hope Jota plays. If Firmino plays first, half time, take him out, put Jota in, or Jota comes in first, let him play, get all the thing, whatever's supposed to be done, and then bring Firmino later, if Firmino comes in later. All right? So it's going to be a good match, a fantastic match to watch. I don't think Malaysia is going to miss it, even if it's 4 in the morning. Ours in Bahrain is about 11 p.m. So right. I think everybody is going to be top notch on our feet. And I just hope that we beat these guys, man.
Your prediction,
Just
Mr. Kalai?
it's going to be 50-50 match. Like prediction will be like I'm going for a draw, but no way. Draw is not enough for us. Tough match. Very tough match. All right. So I'll go for a draw. Hopefully 2-1 win for Liverpool. Right.
2-1 Liverpool win. All right. Over to you, Mr. Param.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will be a very good game to watch. These two giant teams, in English Premier League, and since Thomas Tuchel took the team, I think the team never lose at all. They all were winning, and they had the 2 draws and all the games they're winning. And and this is going to be a very crucial game for Liverpool. I'm sure Thomas Tuchel, he'll have a very good, side with him, and of course Klopp will be having a very good, his own way of dealing with this. I'm sure Liverpool, of course, they're going to go for a win, and same thing goes to Chelsea. They're also going to go for a win, So my prediction for this game, I think I'll go for Chelsea 2-1.
Wow. Chelsea to win the
It's
game.
going to be it's going to be very tough, and
I prefer the underdog tag. Play better when we have underdog tag, I think.
To me, Liverpool is inconsistent. All the while, it's inconsistent. They are not consistent at all. To me, it's inconsistent team. So
Actually,
if
this is
they
the
want
first
to
time. Yep. So go ahead, Mr. Param.
if they're going to show something I don't know if the management don't care about supporters, the players that don't care about supporters is their problem. It's to me the same thing. I still support the Liverpool. I still support Liverpool, but the thing is that if they have to show something to the supporters.
Yep.
So
I think after this is our 10th episode. The first time I'm hearing that Mr. Param is going against. Predicting against Liverpool. All right. But again, okay, let's move on to the Fulham game. We're also going to do the preview for the Fulham game since it's a back-to-back game and so on. So Fulham is actually is also in the relegation track. They're on the 18th. But obviously their Premier League form, even though they're in the 18th, is way much better than Liverpool. All right. For the last 3 games, they have been winning 3 and winning 2 and 3 draws. Means they are undefeated in the past 5 games. And whereas Liverpool, you guys are aware that we have lost 4 games in the last 5. So we are against, even though Fulham is on the 18th, but form-wise, I think they are better than us. So your thoughts on the game and as well as the prediction as well.
I would say, if you look at the statistics from January onwards, towards the end of December and the whole of January till today, if you take that particular matches played until today and put them in the table, we are number 16th today.
Yes.
Have you done the analysis of that?
Yep. Second half of
you do analysis of the games played early January or end December to now, we are on the 16th position. Just 3 positions above, 4 positions above everybody else. So it's not like we are at the top and the number 17th now, no, or 18th position today. And all these teams on the lower rank. Every team. Sheffield United beat Aston Villa yesterday.
Yep.
Okay, and they are in the last position. All right. So underestimating anybody is very dangerous. And the Fulham game is also going to be very tough because it's going to be an away match as well. And we have to keep in mind we're playing against a top team and just go ahead and just finish the game. The only advantage we have now is because we are playing well away from home.
The Fulham game is going to be at Anfield.
Like what I said, we have a disadvantage in the home ground. We have advantage in the away grounds.
The Fulham game is going to be on Anfield.
Sorry?
Fulham game is in Anfield.
Are you sure the Fulham no?
Yeah, it's in Anfield.
Oh, Fulham game is Anfield as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
No, I thought so it's okay. If the home ground is fine, but still there is going to be a dangerous match to play.
Yep.
It's not going to be, okay. I thought it's a away match, okay.
Right.
So also going to be another disadvantage against Liverpool. But you know what? Don't be overconfident. There is the lower ranking team, 18th, and we try to take it easy and all this. I think this is one of the biggest flaws we have. Take it seriously, finish the game off early, and then just keep going. See, we're going to have the possession on the Fulham game. Okay, we might not have the same thing today, but on the Fulham game, we're going to have the possession of 80% possession. So let's make do the chances we have and score the goals. Okay, that one I wouldn't want to predict. I'll just predict a 1-0 win for Liverpool.
Thanks to Mr. Kalai. Over to you, Mr. Param.
Yeah, against Fulham, for the past few weeks, I think last month, Liverpool is just losing points, as I said from my previous podcast. Liverpool losing points with the bottom teams. So again, Fulham is the bottom team, 18th place. So I don't know it's going to be a draw or what, I'm not sure. To me, they have to go all out as what they did against Sheffield United. So I'm predicting for the game Liverpool-Fulham, it'll be a draw. I'm not sure what the score is, but it'll be a draw.
If things are going to happen as per what Mr. Param said, I think Steven Gerrard is going to come back to Liverpool as a manager very soon.
No, you can't do that. I mean, that's what Frank Lampard did. Chelsea. No, it's a different game. It's a different game ball in Premier League. Maybe it's in that club it's different. When it comes to Premier League, it's so different.
Klopp, you can never doubt Klopp. Of course, he's making. He has no choice, but he's not just getting the players. It's all mistakes. We lost because of mistakes. So just to blame him is not right at all. But I would prefer to keep him for another 2 years. But I don't know. For my feeling, I think next year he will go.
Well, anyways, at the moment, I think he's the best that we have, and we have a team. All right, and there's quite a lot of big name players are coming up soon in the summer. So anyways, we hope for the best, and see you guys on episode 11. All right, bye.
Okay, bye.